Everybody, Mo here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another Sweaty Thursday. So, Sweaty Thursday, for those of you that don't know, is a series that I do to help people out going into the weekend to kind of give you a refresher on what the meta looks like, what's good on like for tournaments and stuff like that coming up on the weekends for the people that can't spend all day every day playing. Maybe you have a regular job or a family or just other things you need to be doing throughout the week, so you can't really keep up with it 24/7. But you have the weekend to play ladder and playing these grassroots tournaments and stuff like that. Those are the people that this series is really for, and that's why I try and do these. People that are just really busy throughout the week. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna go over and look at what the best decks are going into this weekend for ladder, and then I'm going to go in and kind of give you guys some ideas for some lineups or some potential tournament pairings that you could do for that. So let's just start off by looking at the ladder stats. So most popular deck is Teemo Tristana and Noxus, followed by Deep, Karmaset, Ash LeBlanc, another Teemo Tristana deck, Lurk, Samira Fizz, and then Jaceheimer. So out of all these, the most outstanding ones is there are two Tristana Teemo decks up here. There's three popular ones right now. There's the Bilgewater version, which has a 57.2% win rate, the Noxus version, which has a 55% win rate, and then there's the Demacia version, which has a 58.7. So all of these decks are very solid. The actual like the actual topic of like, oh, which one's the best is kind of hard to do because they all do basically the same thing. So it's really hard to know which one is the best. They're all just really good. I'm sure if you just load up any one of them, you're gonna be in a great spot. So that's probably been the go-to. I know everyone on like the top of ranked ladder right now is playing that. I played a little bit of the Demacia version. I know rank 1 guy is playing the Bilgewater version. Drizoth has been playing the Demacia version lately. But most people are on the Bilgewater version because it's pretty damn good. And it's just a pretty damn good deck. So that's probably the one to go with. We'll have to see if things pan out and there ends up being one that gets more refined or more packed and just better than the other ones. But so far, just any flavor of Teemo Tristana is going to be the way to go. Immediately after that, like I said, we have Deep and Karmaset. This one's kind of weird because they both lose to Teemo Tristana pretty hard. So I don't really know why these are here. It's a pair that's 50% win rate, 52% win rate. I guess you're kind of just farming all the things trying to beat Teemo. Like, I think these hard control decks are trying to beat the Tristana decks, and you're just like kind of smoking them really hard. So that would be you're kind of like the scissors and rock, paper, scissors. And the one thing I wanted to talk about too was Samira Fizz. So Samira Fizz is kind of popped back up. I want to see if all the lists here about this are. So basically what Samira Fizz has evolved into, or devolved into, however you want to look at it, is basically just a plunder dot deck. So what this does and how this changed from previously is you basically just jam out all these. You're a much more aggressive deck now than a combo deck. So you jam out all these cheap plunder effects, and then you just play Powder Pandemonium. Powder Pandemonium is a really good. At the very worst, sometimes it's just a 5 mana or better decimate, 5 mana deal 6. And that's like at the very low end, where if you just have no board and you just play it for the death effects, it stops your opponent from attacking into you in a turn. If they ever try to develop before attacking you, you can just Powder Pandemonium and do really well there. But yeah, from what my understanding on this deck is, anytime, yeah, Dashing Dandy more plunder. My understanding is anytime you draw Powder Pandemonium, the deck is really good. And anytime you don't draw Powder Pandemonium, the deck is very mid. So it's very much like a Powder Pandemonium giveth, Powder Pandemonium taketh type style deck. So that's very interesting. If that's something you're into, if you're into like those more aggressive coin flippy type decks, then good for you. So outside of that, nothing else looked really too interesting from the top 8. So let's get into tournament from this weekend. So this weekend there's a guaranteed $1,000 Mastering Rare tournament. Last time they had one of these open It started at $1,000, but then made it all the way up to $2,000. I think it was like almost 2.5. Like it almost had the exact same amount of pricing as the official Runeterra Open that happened. So there's $20 entry fee, and then you play until you try and get top 8 and win a lot of money. So what I would suggest doing for this weekend is two things: either try and find something that hard targets the Tristana decks, or just ban the Tristana decks. Those are really the only two ways you can look at it going into this weekend, because the Tristana decks are really, really good. I don't know if there's anything that beats. I think I do know there's anything that beats them. I know that the Nora deck does well into most of them. Like not just Nora Lowy, but like Nora Nar. Like Nora Nar here says it's 50%. It's probably winning. Nora Nar is like, oh, special. Go up to this one, and like Nora Nar should be cooking this one. Maybe no, because it's burn. Maybe I'm just blind. I'm probably just blind, but Nora Nar should be beating this one. Basically, Nora beats all the Teemo decks. You can start there, but after that, I don't really know what you can play. I mean, it says here, I guess, like Evelyn Lucian, the Tristana deck there. It's Evelyn. So that's what I would probably look for, is something that beats all three, or just ban the Tristana deck because say like, hey, I don't want to deal with Tristana, and then beat everything else. And what is your everything else? Your everything else is going to be like Aatrox, basically. Aatrox, wow. Excuse me, sorry. I woke up not feeling great this morning, if you couldn't tell. So Aatrox is still extremely powerful, even though it is not on being played on ladder very often. So I highly recommend you try and build around like beating Aatrox, a Samira deck, either Samira Pantheon or Samira Vayne. Sorry, Samira Pantheon or Samira Varus. And we can look at both of those tables to see what they lose to. So Samira Varus out here losing to, oh, look at that again, Nora Nar. Oh, really good. Nora Nar could be part of your just good lineup. It's out here losing to Nora Alawi. It's out here losing to Ashla Blanc, 40%. Ooh, that's pretty tough. Shin Jarvan looks really not bad, to be honest with you. Yeah, it looks like it's actually losing or almost even into quite a bit of stuff here. So that's something you want to keep your eye out on. I'd probably just start with like Nora Nar because it looks to be really good until meta, and then like Nora Nar, Ashla Blanc, so a pretty strong core. And then the other Samira deck is Samira Pantheon, which I'll probably just have to look. I don't think enough games played on that. So Samira Pantheon, see what this loses to. It looks like this basically loses to like a bunch of aggro, loses to Shin Jarvan, loses to Ashla Blanc again. So there you go. So this is something that I'm sure this deck also loses to Nora Nar. I'm just sure of it. Not like it shouldn't lose to Nora Nar. So there you go. It looks like if you build some type of core of like Shin Jarvan, Nora Nar, Ashla Blanc, you'd be able to beat Aatrox. You'd be able to beat, we can pull up Aatrox here too. Fibbin. Yeah, Aatrox, Quint Vayne. So let's see. Yep, lose Ashla Blanc, lose Shin Jarvan really hard, and this deck's gonna be getting cooked by Nora. I just don't think enough people are playing the Noxus Nora Nar for it to come up in all the stats. But yeah, you're just gonna be getting cooked by it. When I say Nora Nar, of course, I mean the like, I mean the troll fatigue variant. So Nora Nar here, best matchups, beating Varus, you're beating the Shin Jarvans, you're beating here. There's Kane Aatrox for you. So we don't see the Aatrox Vayne, but it's beating Kane H. Oh, it's Aatrox Vayne right here. It says it's losing 40%. I think like tough could be a hard keyword to deal with, but I don't. I think that matchup's like even at worst. But yeah, so that sounds like a decent lineup if you want to not play into the Team Ultrason. Is like Nora Nar, Shin Jarvan, Ashla Blanc. Sounds really good. Outside of that, you could just play the broken team on the decks. So if you want to do that, you can just like sort by win rate here and play Tristana deck, which is really good. Swain Alawi has randomly been doing insane, and it also beats Miraveris. I don't know if it beats the Pantheon. It beats Miraveris. Wait, what did I look at up here? Oh, that's Miraveris Riven. It beats Miraveris here, beating Ash LeBlanc, which could be popular, beating Samira Pantheon. So yeah, oh, like you're even beating like, oh, okay, it says you're even into Aatrox Vein. Probably because you like your heavy metal. So Swain Alawi could be a deck you want to play. It just has super high win rate and it looks very solid. And then what's the third one? And then Evolution. This is basically just another champion strength deck. But I don't think this one beats what you want to beat. So I'm getting slowed down fast for all of them. Yeah, see, like you're even into Samira Varus, but you're losing to Samira Pantheon. You're losing to Samira Varus with Riven. You're just not too great there. So I'll try and find the next deck that like does something. That's a 55% win rate deck for Mr. Nick Makes Plays. Probably wouldn't recommend playing this one either, because I don't think it's beating what you want to beat. I think it's beating Samira Pantheon. But nope, you're losing the Aatrox over here. You're losing to Samira Varus over here. So yeah, yeah. Basically, I would just play like, if you wanted to play the Tristana Teemo deck, you can play Tristana Teemo, Swain Alawi, and then just anything else that is just very strong and beats everything. Probably like Nora Nar. Honestly, it just sounds insanely good. Nora Nar Noxus looks like it's in one of the best spots. I know usually I have my notepad out whenever I'm doing these to take notes, and it makes it easier to like go back and look on, see if I was right about the previous metas. But that's something I'd be writing down right now. Is Nora Nar is extremely underplayed. Nora Nar Noxus extremely undervalued. Has really good matchups into basically everything we want to have good matchups into. And yeah, so that's what I would recommend going into this weekend for ladder. Probably just play some sort of Tristana deck. They seem insanely strong. Or I mean the Swain Alawi deck. Going into a tournament, I would play one of two types. I would either want to counter the Tristana Teemo decks, or I would want to just ban the Tristana Teemo decks and then beat everything. That is what I would recommend. So yeah, that's going to be it for this Sweaty Thursday going into this weekend. I hope good luck to everyone. I'll have a link to the Mastering Runeterra $1,000 tournament down in the description below, as well as a link to Runeterra AR, because that's where I go to use all my LoR stats. The site is amazing, a godsend. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Again, sorry it's kind of short and low energy. I'm just not feeling great today. And I'll see you guys in the next video.